I'm just going to take a minute here, or maybe a few minutes, to kind of say something about the Las Vegas shooting. And I'm not attaching this to a regular episode. I should have a regular episode up either by the end of today or by tomorrow. But I cannot put this in the same group. I cannot attach this to a regular episode or make it my normal story time for a regular episode, if only because of the nature of it. So if you're waiting for that, you can look for a regular episode later. But I just kind of had to get this out, I guess you could say. So this week we had the deadliest mass shooting in American history. And at the time I wrote all this, 59 people are reported dead. Well over 500 were injured. And I'm not even going to mention this murdering scumbag by name, because I strongly believe that we shouldn't be making these people famous. And the news organizations have been plastering his name across every readable surface since the second they got it. And I don't need to be helping that. I mean, this guy was a murderer. No two ways about it. And as the news came in and I'm reading more and more about what they know, what they don't know, and I started bouncing things around in my head. And never mind that the media is always out there and they're already sharing the guy's name and his job and his girlfriend and former employers and is digging up his dad's background and all this. And they start getting out and everyone's still questioning, and I mean, it's kind of fair, but they're asking why. Why did some 64-year-old multi-millionaire retired accountant decide one day to shoot up a country music festival in Las Vegas? What made this guy snap? Did anybody know? Were there signs that he could have been stopped? I don't know. And at this point, nobody really does. And I doubt they ever really will. But what I've come to realize is I don't give a shit. I really give half a rat's ass about who this fucker is, why he shot nearly 600 people. All that matters is that there are nearly 60 people out there who didn't make it home from that concert. 60 people who will never again see their moms, their dads, sisters, brothers, husbands, wives, and all of those moms, dads, sisters, brothers, husbands, wives that now have to put somebody that they love into a box for no good reason. Because, trust me, there is no good reason for why this motherfucker did what he did. But the thing that really gets me? All of this self-righteous fucking people on social media who go out there spewing their bullshit, politicizing this shit, and the celebrities, and I'm gonna straight up call out Jimmy Kimmel for that bullshit. Because the night something like this happens, what do you make? A political statement. You're calling out politicians and blaming a political party. I mean, all these, and people choose, they'd rather show, rather than show their support for those people who were lost or the injured, they choose to rant about how this is all because of the GOP, or all because of Trump, or all because of this, and all because of the NRA. And said, oh, this wouldn't have happened if we banned automatic weapons. Okay, sidebar here. Fully automatic weapons are illegal. And whether or not, however this guy acquired these weapons, it doesn't really matter, because somebody who's determined to kill people will kill people. People who want to do bad things and commit terrible acts don't care about the law. You don't commit a crime with a registered weapon. Any idiot knows that. Come on. But these people are out there using this terrible act of violence against innocent civilians as an excuse to spew hatred when the bodies are still being counted, and it seems like everywhere I look throughout the story developing was somebody else bitching, oh, the GOP says you have a right to own guns, but not the right to health care. Like, this is all because Republicans care more about gun owners than the people they kill. Like, I bet they're going to make all these people pay for their medical treatment. It's like, first off, yes, they're probably going to get some sort of bill for medical treatment. That's just kind of a fact of life. But And yeah, some of these people are probably going to need therapy for a while after this. I mean, I'm not even going to fault them. It's like, yes, I would absolutely. I've been a victim of a crime too. And if it weren't for the support structure I had, I probably would have needed therapy. But at the same time, there are millions upon millions of dollars given to help people in these type of situations every year so they don't have to pay for being the victim of a violent crime. I personally had my medical bills covered by just such a fund when I was hospitalized following the incident. And secondly, this is not a gun rights issue. This is a sick bastard issue. I know it's an argument people don't want to hear. But you cannot blame the tool for being used irresponsibly. You blame the person who used the tool. You don't sue Jack Daniels every time somebody gets drunk and kills a pedestrian. You blame the person who did the killing. In this case, that man is already dead. And I know, a lot of people might say that's not truly justice. But to me, one less sick fuck in the world who chose to savagely murder dozens of people is a good thing. But what isn't good is spreading your hate and vitriol across the internet while the bodies are still warm. There were people spewing their hate and rage all over the internet when they hadn't even identified all of the bodies yet. They didn't even have a complete body count yet. And people were out there making this a political issue instead of showing concern for the victims and their families. So, to all of those people, some of whom I will say I consider my friends, and take this as an opportunity to spew hate towards any political party or person or policy, fuck you. It's not about you or any political bullshit. It's about those people who lost their lives and the families who now have to put them in the ground. So many people out there chomping at the bit to shit on politicians on either side of the aisle and hate when what's the whole world needs right now is love. We need to be coming together to help these families get through this. We need to be out there donating to these charities so that nobody hurt by this psychopath has to pay for the damage done to them. We need to be going out and donating blood because 600 people out there sure as hell lost a lot of it. We need to be coming together as a country and saying, we love you. We're here to help. Whatever you need, we are there. And when the dust is settled and the services have all passed and the survivors are home and back trying to get back to a normal life, then we can have a civil discussion about what can be done to try and prevent something like this from happening again. No wise choice is ever made under duress. Never. Now is not the time for some knee-jerk legislative reaction that will only truly serve to get one political group or another public favor. Now is the time for unity and strength and love for everyone affected by this tragedy. And for the time being, it's time to keep your political views to yourself.